Hello, I'm Jeremy, and today I'm going to take a look at a game by the name of Illusion. This is designed by Wolfgang Warsch, and it plays, the box says, in about 15 minutes, though it could play maybe even less than that. It's a true filler game, and the box says ages 8 and up, between 2 to 5 players. I think that generally it's going to play fine at any of those player counts. You could probably even throw in a 6th player if you really wanted to, since this is really a true filler game that people could pop in and pop out of. The game just basically involves judging colors on these cards. So you could get a whole stack, something like 100 of these cards that show these drawings on here, and each one of them is going to have on it 4 different colors. So what your task is in this is to basically, each round you'll be gauging one of the 4 colors on there and trying to rank these cards in order. So like if you were looking at blue, you're going to say, is there more or less blue on this card? And then you'll put that in order. Let me just take a minute to show you how the game works, and I will come back and let you know what I think about the game. So there's virtually no setup to Illusion. All you'll do is take a stack of these cards, which are Illusion cards. They essentially, each one will have a drawing on them, which has 4 different colors, as well as a white background. And on the back of each card, it will tell you the percentage of that card that is each color. So for example, on this, 4% of this card is covered in red, 13% is covered in blue. The white is factored into that. It will never appear as one of the 4 colors that's listed up. So the total of this, including white, would be 100%. So you'll just arrange those in a stack face up, and then what you'll also do is you will take the stack of cards, arrow cards. These are just in the 4 different colors as well, and they will just tell you which color you're going to be judging for that round. So the game, it plays from 2 to 5 players, and the first player is going to flip up that card. That means you'll be looking at green, and then they'll put 1 card face up next to it. So in this round, what we'll do is we will look at how much green is on the card, and what we want to do is rank them from low to high. So here we have just a little bit of green, and on this the first player's turn, they'll take the top card, and they have to place this on either side of this. So if they think there's less green, they'll put it over here. If they think there's more green, they'll put it over here. So I think there's more green here. So then it'll be the next player's turn, and they will have to place this on either side. So maybe they think that there's less green on this card than here, but more green than here. And the options on your turn are simply to take the next card and place it. So maybe this player thinks this, or and then the next player places this. Or if you want to, what you could do is you could choose to check the row and see if there's a mistake. So if there is a mistake, the person who checks it is going to score this arrow card, which is a point, and generally you'll play till somebody claims 3 of these. Or if there's no mistake, the last player who played a correct card, of course, so the previous player in turn order, will get the point. So if this player checks it, all you do is flip these over. We could see 7%. Then right here, there's a mistake. This one had less than this, so this is 6%. So there only needs to be 1 mistake. It doesn't matter who made the mistake. So the player who demanded that the cards be checked will get this, and we could just check here. This one is also 7%, so you can see it could be pretty tricky. 15%, then 40%. So the others were correct, just these 2 had to be reversed. If these 2 were next to each other, where it would be 6, 7, 7, that would be fine. If it's an equal amount, then you will be able to, that's still a correct sequence. But 6 is less than 7, so that was an incorrect sequence. So then all you'll do is flip up the next card. The next player in turn order will start with 1 card already out and have to place the card again. So we could just show you one more round. So let's see how far I could get. So this one, I think there's more on here. I think there's more on here. This one is very tricky to me. I'll put it here. This one I think would be the lowest. This one here. I don't know. You could kind of play at home, I think, with this one. Doesn't seem to be that much, but goes around a lot of the area of the card. So maybe in between here, although that's really a crapshoot. So in any case, I think at this point, if it had come around to me, I would check it, and all you would do would look. So we have a 1%, 6%, 20%, 7%. Yeah, there's definitely more. So That certainly does not look like 20% red, but that's why this game is called Illusion. You can see these middle parts here just add up to a lot. So 20%, then that was only 7%. Then 13%, oh wow, so 11% and 34%. So I did terribly. You can see I actually do quite badly at this game, but it does go to show you that, these cards are more deceptive than they might initially appear. Your mind, when you have something like this where the red section goes behind another color, your mind wants to fill in that gap. So it's really just a simple game. You play either until somebody claims 3 of these arrows, or you go through all 12 arrows, and whoever has the most arrows at the end of that will be the winner. Okay, so that is Illusion. I should first mention that this game it's published by NSV in Germany. I don't know that's been picked up yet for U.S. publication. I was able to print English rules off of their website. The game has no language-dependent components. It's cost me, I think, €6 or something like that off of Amazon.de, the German Amazon site, so I was able to import it really easily. A few extra euros for shipping, but the game is perfectly playable by English language speakers. The rules are so simple you almost won't need to print out the rule book once you know how the game works. In any case, this is an absolutely great filler game. It's truly one that could play in 15 minutes, requires about a minute of rules explanation to get players up to speed, and then it's just a fun activity that you could do while you're waiting to play a bigger game, waiting for people to finish another game so you could rejoin a group. It's just perfect as a filler game. I mean, there are some people who are going to be terrible at it. There's some people who are going to be exceptional at it, like most of these single skill testing games, but at the same time this is so short and so enjoyable to see people make mistakes or to have disagreements at the table about how things should be ranked, that it almost takes on a social element as you're playing. It's perfectly simple, and I think that's one of the greatest strengths of it. And it's surprisingly tricky at the same time, and I think that's a great combination because it's testing something that's so obvious and so simple. It's amazing that anybody could make a mistake on it. But I hope you could tell from that demonstration that I just did that it could be often very tricky to determine the difference between, say, 6 and 7%. So because of that, the game does feel challenging despite its apparent simplicity. I think that it's a game that you're not going to probably want to play 30 times in a row, right? It's definitely something that you could play around, pull out, play around, throw into your game bag, and pull it out, when you have a few free extra minutes. And in that regard, it works perfectly because even though you play to 3 points, it doesn't really matter who's going to win or not. You could just come in for a round or not, and after the players have played for a few rounds and still get an enjoyment out of it. The only gripe that I would have about it as a game design would be that it to a certain degree is going to be seating dependent. If somebody keeps making terrible calls about when to check the row, you're going to benefit from that sitting next to them. Or if somebody is really great at the game and they could spot a mistake that other players can't spot, they'll probably be able to win as a result. I mean, but that's really a minor thing. It's a 10-minute game. You can't worry about being super competitive in it. In any case, huge recommendation. I think this is a game that everybody should try at some point. It's so unique. I can't think of any game that's quite like this. There's a lot of similar games that require you to judge things, but this one just has a very simple brief but nails it perfectly. And for the price, it's just a no-brainer purchase for me. So those are my thoughts on Illusion, and thanks for watching.